Okay, so before I actually did this review, I actually went back to go through this chapter ZOU, which is back, by the way, 802. I'll leave a link in the description box below. I don't know what the people are ranting about this episode. Was it a great episode? No, but it wasn't the worst episode. In fact, I don't think it's anything to rant about because, you know, the first portion of this episode was like flashbacks, but like I said in my live reaction, which I will leave a link in the description box below, which will be on my second channel, the first portion of this episode was flashback, and I know the reason why is because you remember how Bartolomeo explained how he went through the New World without a navigator? Yeah, well that shit was canon, and guess what? That happened in this chapter, okay? 802. See all the ice? On top of that, people are ranting about how fucking Whitebeard Jr. was revealed in this episode. I got news for you. Once again, even though there's a couple of scenes it didn't show, boom, right there, Whitebeard Jr. I'm going to get to the review in a minute, but I'm just pointing this out because I'm sick to death of people writing about shit that don't actually go through and back read the manga. Okay? The only thing it doesn't reveal is the fact that Whitebeard Jr. and his mother gets introduced in this chapter, which they did not show. That's the only part I found very they cut out. I thought bizarre. Everything else, and by the way, ZOU was revealed. So I don't know what the fuck people are writing about when they say ZOU should not have been revealed in this episode. Alright? Boom. Once I got that out of the way. Okay, so this episode, basically you can chop it down to two parts, and I just explained the reason for the flashback. Because when we got the filler episode in the Silver Mine arc, the very first episode, that's when they put the whole bit with Bartolomeo and his crew go through the New World without a navigator, being helped by his grandma. Yeah, that whole bit was canon. I said that back then. And that was part of chapter 802, which happens in this episode. So they cut that out, and that's the reason we have the flashbacks, which I had no problem with, honestly. I mean, some scenes were done with redone animation. I think when it came to the Eni's lobby, and I think that they're the only scenes that weren't redone, but I had no problem with that anyway. And I like how Bartolomeo was like the one to like navigate, I should say narrate the whole, tell the story to his crew about how each of the Straw Hats ended up meeting Luffy. So that was kind of okay. I had no problem with that. It kind of dragged on for a little bit too long, but other than that, I had no problem with it. But then we get to the second part of the episode, go to I think we see Kizaru for the first time since the time skip, which is kind of cool. Basically saying how the 7th Shichibukai, Whitebeard Jr. has gone around decimating some of Whitebeard's crew, I guess led by Marco, so that could be a problem. And apparently saying how complementing his strength is something is not nothing to take as a joke, because apparently it's similar to how Whitebeard's was in his prime in his youth. So that's kind of scary to think about when you got a Shichibukai with the strength of Whitebeard. So he could play a role in ZOU as well. I'm not too sure, but it's kind of cool. Like I said, a few scenes that they did not show was pretty much the full introduction of Whitebeard. And spoiler alert, he does have a mother, which if you notice in the preview, the narrator does say a few through about how Whitebeard Jr. is going out for revenge for the death of Whitebeard, I suppose. So that happens in the next episode. That's the only thing they didn't show in this episode. Other than that, we come to find out two important things. Number one, they come up to ZOU, and the reason why nobody can actually find ZOU is hard to locate. And this is something that Law mentions about how the log post is pretty much useless. Yeah, because apparently ZOU is like a moving island that has been moving for 1,000 years apparently. So And not only that, it's like a humongous elephant that's been alive for almost like 1,000 years. So you know there's some 4th century type shit on that. So hopefully we'll get that. So Law's using the Vibra card to meet up with Beppo and his crew. So that could be a reunion on ZOU. Another thing too, the Law does mention something about the Mink tribe. I think it's actually Condra mentions or how the tribe or they're on ZOU don't take kindly to humans essentially. So, and you got Momonosuke locked up in the ship for some reason. So that's very curious. But other than that, I actually thought it was an okay episode. It wasn't the best. Like I said, pacing issues aside, I mean, it wasn't worse than pacing issues, quite honestly. I just think people are taking it a bit way out of context, just my opinion. But let me know what you guys think down below. I'm hyped for next week. If you saw the preview, you know the reason why. I got mad hype when the chapter came out, so if the Toya play the cards right, I'm definitely going to be up for next week. So let me know below. That's going to do this for review. Like it if you appreciate that. Comment, rate, subscribe. Catch you guys for more One Piece. Bye.